Welcome to Seacoast Real Estate Academy. In today's video, we'll be covering key terms found in Unit 6. Some key terms are repeated from earlier units. Be sure to check out the list at the end of the video for those key terms. Aesthetic zoning. Zoning ordinances that regulate the appearance of real property, such as exterior colors, exterior construction, material, required screening, and fencing. Buffer zone. A strip of land, usually used as a park or designated for a similar use, separating and screening land dedicated to one use from land dedicated to another use. For example, residential from commercial. Building code. An ordinance that specifies minimum standards of construction for buildings to protect public safety and health. Building permit. Written governmental permission for the construction, alteration, or demolition of an improvement, showing compliance with building codes and zoning ordinances. Certificate of Occupancy, CO. A certificate issued by a government authority stating that a building is fit for occupancy and there are no building code violations. The end result of a building permit. Cluster zoning. The practice of slightly reducing the sizes of the individual lots and clustering the lots around varying street plans, such as cul-de-sacs, to create more open space in development. Conditional use permit. Written governmental permission allowing a use inconsistent with zoning but in the public interest, such as locating an emergency medical facility in a predominantly residential area. A special use permit. Declaration of restrictive covenants. A statement of all covenants, conditions, and restrictions affecting a parcel of land, sometimes noted on the plat map or in a separate document. Restrictions are appurtenant and aim to protect property values. Enabling Act. State legislation that confers zoning powers on municipal governments. Extraterrestrial jurisdictions, ETJs. A municipality's right to regulate development in areas adjacent to but not part of the city's corporate limits. Population determines that the power extends for 1 to 3 miles from the corporate limits. Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. A federal agency responsible for disaster preparedness, response and recovery, now under Department of Homeland Security. Flood hazard area. Property identified by flood certification to be in a flood-prone area with a likelihood, usually requiring flood insurance if federally related financing is involved. Historic preservation zoning. Zoning to preserve the historic nature of a particular property or neighborhood. Change will require a certificate of appropriateness from the necessary regulatory power. Interstate Land Sales Full Disclosure Act. A federal law regulating the interstate advertising and sale or release of lots in subdivisions with 25 or more lots. Developer must provide a property report and register the subdivision with HUD. Laches. A legal doctrine to bar a legal claim or prevent the assertion of a right because of undue delay or failure to assert the claim or right. Master plan. A comprehensive plan to guide the long-term physical development of a particular area. Non-conforming use. An existing use of property that is permitted to continue after a zoning ordinance prohibiting it has been established for the area. A use that has been grandfathered in and is legal. A legal non-conforming use occurs when zoning is in place before the prohibited use. Overlay district. A type of zoning that is superimposed over another type of zoning and can modify the use of the original zone. Police power. The government's right to impose law, statutes, and ordinances, including zoning ordinances and building codes, to protect the public health, safety, and welfare. Property report. The mandatory federal and/or state documents compiled by developers to provide potential purchasers with material facts about a property prior to its purchase. Protective covenant or restrictive covenant. Private agreements usually imposed by the owner when property is sold that limits the way the real estate ownership may be used. Frequently used by owner or developer to maintain specific standards in a subdivision. The covenants are appurtenant. Spot zoning. Zoning that legally singles out property for either special or more restrictive treatment than is usual under the area zoning ordinance. Straight piping. An often illegal sewage disposal system that transports raw or partially settled sewage directly to a lake or stream, to a drainage system, or onto the ground. Subdivision. A tract of land divided into two or more parcels by the owner, known as the subdivider, for the purpose of sale or development, either now or in the future. All land division involving the dedication of a new street or a change in an existing street. Variance. Permission obtained from zoning authorities to build a structure or conduct a use that is expressly prohibited by the current zoning laws. An exemption from ordinances due to a unique hardship not created by the property owner. Wetlands. Areas periodically inundated or saturated to the extent that they can or do support vegetation adapted to aquatic conditions. Zoning ordinance. An exercise of police power by a municipality to regulate and control the character and use of property. Zoning is local in nature. Here's the list of key terms you can find in previous videos. If you like this video, feel free to share it with a friend. For more real estate education content, please subscribe to the channel. From all of us at Seacoast Real Estate Academy, thank you for watching.